It is Tilly's time once again. It is a Tuesday night, and it is Game 4 of the Joe Montemurro era, the final of these 4 games that we have seen Australia play over the last couple of weeks to get Joe Montemurro and his get him involved, obviously, with the team for the first time and really implement his tactics, his style of play, his principles. Some mixed results over the first 3 games, and this is Game 2 against Panama. Obviously, the win and draw against Slovenia, and then the loss on the weekend against Panama. We were live for that game as well. A shocking result for Australia, really. No one saw that one coming, but there is an opportunity here now for the Tillies to bounce back, not just with the positive results. Obviously, just a friendly match at the end of the day, but we need a positive performance as well. Hello to Arsenal Football Edits in the live chat, and thank you to everyone for joining us tonight. Feel free to jump into the live chat, say g'day, hit the like button, support the channel, man. You can also consider setting in a super chat here in the live chat. And this game is going to kick off in a matter of minutes. I think the official kickoff time is 10 past, so we're about 9 minutes away at the moment. Hey, let's talk about the lineup, though, first of all, because there's, again, many changes. I think we all expected to see changes from Australia's lineup after that result on the weekend. Chloe Lincoln starts in goal. Tegan Micah is out. A bit of dizziness was reported by Tegan Micah, a bit of whiplash after that heavy fall in Game 1 against Panama. So Chloe Lincoln comes in for her first start, and a great opportunity now for Chloe Lincoln here, who it's always tricky for goalkeepers, especially national teams, to make a break into the starting 11, and there's an opportunity here now for Chloe Lincoln, so really excited for her. The back four, this is how we're expecting this lineup to look. It might look a little bit different, but the back four, I think, is pretty self-explanatory there. Grant, Nash, Hunt, and Nevin. Again, more changes from what we saw on Saturday. So Grant returns. Jessica Nash starts here for the Matildas. Good to see for her. Claire Hunt is in there, and Courtney Nevin will shift over to left back. I think we can expect as well. The midfield three. Now, this is where it gets exciting. I'm really excited about this midfield trio. Hey, the lineup overall is exciting, but I'm really interested to see how Van Egmond, Sayer, Simpson go together in midfield. We'll see whether Simpson maybe plays in a different position. She's quite a versatile player. Same with Amy Sayer. But my expectation is that Van Egmond will be that deepest lying midfielder. And then that front three, expected to be Rasso, Heyman, McNamara. In Game 1 against Panama, again, we saw plenty of rotation from that front three, shifting wings and, rotating around quite a lot. So this is what I think we'll see. I think we will see McNamara on the left-hand side, Rasso off the right, Heyman through the middle. And Joe Montemurro, in his pre-match interview with Paramount Plus, spoke about how this, they're intentionally going for a more attacking lineup. And that's certainly what this is. You especially look at that midfield there. Van Egmond, Sayer, Simpson, much more attack-minded midfield. Arsenal Football Edits asks, will you be streaming all Socceroos and Matildas games? We're going to be doing as many as we can, of course, whenever they come around. We've got a couple Socceroos games. When's that? September? 2 games against New Zealand. Socceroos recently announced a friendly match against Canada to take place in October. And of course, we'll have more Matildas camps around the corner. So, back at HBF Park for tonight's game, Western Australia has hosted all 4 of these games in the last couple of weeks. The 2 teams went to Bunbury on the weekend, which was fun. Good to see the team head out to a more regional part of the country, which, as we were saying on the weekend, we don't usually see from the Matildas. Usually, obviously, they're playing in the big cities. Back at HBF Park tonight in Perth. And especially after the result we saw on the weekend, this here now tonight, we really need to see a response from the Matildas. Results and performance. I think it needs to come together. The game on Saturday was certainly, out of the 3 games we'd seen so far from Australia, was the worst performance. I think that's fair to say, out of the 3. But it's a good opportunity here. It's great in this first few games for Joe Montemurro to have a game like that where we weren't good. And now we've got this. It's great that we've still got this one game left here tonight to see how we respond, and that's going to be the interesting thing. Here's the thing, right? The narrative is going to be really impacted by how tonight's game goes, because if Australia lose again, man, there's going to be a lot of fans turning on Joe Montemurro already. I think it's early days, of course, but the fans won't be happy if Australia was to lose again here. But if we can bounce back with a win, a decent win, score a few goals, that would be nice. Of course. Look, me personally, while obviously the performances haven't been the best so far, there's promising signs there for Australia. There really is. And I'm optimistic that Joe Montemurro is the right guy to lead this team forward. National anthem's currently being sung in HBF Park. This is certainly, I think, a more, I'm not going to say experience, but just you look at this lineup overall, I'm feeling a bit more confident about it compared to the lineup that we did see on the weekend against Panama in Game 1. In that game, we had Natasha Pryor playing alongside Courtney Nevin. Nevin was in at centre-back. A little bit more experimentation. The midfield for that game, Berryhill, Chidiac, Murphy. We've got some experienced players, some quality players returning to this lineup as well. So Joe Montemurro, I'm sure, is learning so much from these games and getting an idea of, going forward, what is Australia's best squad looking like. Of course, we shouldn't forget that, across these 4 games, how many players were announced in the squad? 30-something? Like almost 40 players were announced in the squad all up across the 4 games. Come to the World Cup, it's a lot of players are going to have to miss out, eh? G'day, Marcus. Good to see you here, mate. How are you? JK to West United. Sad for a Sydney FC fan like yourself, Marcus, I'm sure. Yes, a move announced tonight. Jaden Kachalski to Western United. Good move for him. Good move. And hello to Blinkers in the chat, who says howdy all. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm excited to see Jaden Kachalski at Western United. He's going to get more game time there, surely. Like, he was sitting on the bench quite a lot for Sydney last season. But he's going to a club at Western United that needed a strike, obviously, with Noah Botic departing. As a Mariners fan, I'm wearing a Mariners tee tonight because of Jessica Nash, who's Mariners defender who's starting tonight for Australia. Would have loved to have seen Jaden Kachalski come to my team, the Mariners. But, hey, good pickup for Western. So, kickoff, a matter of minutes away. Coin toss is happening right now. Plenty of exciting players come off the bench as well. We did see a number of them come off the bench, but the likes of Apostolakos, Kualamu, some good options there. Briley Henry could also make an impact. I don't think we've seen her yet in this camp. Jada Wyman is in as goalkeeper. She was announced today. She's returned to the squad for tonight's match. She's on the bench. I mean, we learned from Panama. There's some real danger players they have. Shalene King was the goal scorer. Keep an eye on her, number 11 for Panama. Riley Tanner on the left wing, number 13, was very good as well. Hit the woodwork in the first half on Saturday. So, Panama, who are ranked, I believe it is 56th, right? Someone correct me if I'm mistaken, but I'm pretty sure it was 56th in the FIFA rankings at the moment, Panama. Compared to where Australia is sitting, a fair way above them. Panama have been really impressive. So it's going to be another good test here tonight for Australia. Kickoff is about to get underway. Appreciate you guys joining us tonight. Here on Oz Watch Football, we are talking all things Australian football. That means A-League, Socceroos, Matildas. Australia Cup is coming up in a couple weeks' time as well. We'll be doing some live watch-alongs for the Australia Cup, which is what, just 2 weeks away, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah, it is 2 weeks away. 2 weeks until the Australia Cup kicks off too. There you go. We've also got a few A-League teams in action over the next couple of weeks as well. Wrexham are heading down under, taking on Melbourne Victory, Sydney FC, Wellington Phoenix. Here we go. I'm excited for this game tonight, man. I want to see a response from the team. Exciting lineup. Out of all the lineups, like this is one of the most exciting I think we've seen, from these 4 games so far. Especially that midfield. We'll keep you guys updated in regards to like what that midfield setup actually looks like. Sayo, whether she plays a bit deeper alongside Van Egmond or a bit further up. 4-3-3. This is how we're expecting it to go, but we may well see plenty of rotation in this game. How you guys feeling? Feel free to drop your score predictions in the chat. What are we seeing? What are we going to see tonight from Australia? I think we will bounce back with a win. I think there's enough quality in the starting 11 tonight. Panama will test us once again. I'm going to go 2-1 win Australia. Bounce back with victory. It's exactly what we want. And a good performance overall as well. The countdown is on. Kickoff at the HBF Park in Perth. Here we go. Australia, Panama. Game 2. Okay. So, quickly scanning for the lineup, as we always do. It looks like it is pretty much what we expected. Remy Simpson playing in that number 10 role. Blinker says, we struggled with Panama's physical play last hit-out. Hopefully we improve a lot in that regard. Yeah. That was certainly a big thing that we learned. Panama just dominated us in that department, didn't they? They were winning duels in midfield. Early touch for Jessica Nash. Won the A-League Women's Championship with Central Coast Mariners a couple months back. Now starring for Australia. G'day, Peter. Peter says, hello, everybody. Great to see Rasso, McNamara, Heyman, etc. But where is Fowler, Ford, Carpenter, Kerr? I tell you what, it was exciting to see Kerr returning to team training this past week. That was a big development. Still recovering from that long-term injury, Sam Kerr. Fowler, I believe Fowler's out injured, isn't she? Ford, Carpenter. Carpenter was part of the first couple of games last week against Slovenia. She's left the camp since then, so she's all good. Caitlin Ford is out for this camp as well. So that's the thing too. Like, it's worth remembering there's still a lot of key players who aren't here at the moment for Australia, whether it's through injury or just being rested. Some of these players have had a long season. But obviously these friendlies are also an opportunity for Australia to mix things around, give opportunities to players who maybe don't get to feature all that much. Mark is here with a question. Who would start for Brisbane, Bazanis or Freak? I get the feeling it's going to be Dean Bazanis. I think if they've brought him in, a new keeper generally has a bit of an advantage. So I would go Dean Bazanis. As Michelle Heyman flicks one on off the set piece. So can't get it in, but positive start for Australia. Yes, big signing though for Brisbane Roar. Hey, Dean Bazanis coming in, new goalkeeper for the Roar. And they had let Matt Acton go, so Bazanis and Macklin Freak, the 2 goalkeepers there at Brisbane for the upcoming A-League men's season. And of course, if you guys have any questions or comments regarding anything A-Leagues, Socceroos or Matildas, we're happy to talk about all of it throughout tonight's live stream. We are all about creating a platform for Australian football fans here. So Van Egmond with the outswinging corner here. Corners weren't great on the weekend. There's no doubt about that. So hopefully we improve in that department. Rasso's there for the short option. Van Egmond just drifts it in. Oh, the header! Remy Simpson, White. Marcus, it's a great question. Is it confirmed that Docker's loan is 12 months? We haven't heard anything else about that. Hey, yeah. For those that don't know, Mikael Docker, Mariners star, has been loaned out of the Mariners to Japanese club J2 League club Benfort Kofu. Benfort Kofu on the corner here for the Matildas. We'll come back to that Docker situation as dangerous set pieces, man. A little bit better. Australia really competing for it here. Still looking to get that shot away. Panama proving difficult to break through at the moment, though. Rasso. Just a bit loose with the pass there for Saya. Falls for Heyman, edge of the box. So many defenders around her. There's definitely more attacking intent from Australia. We can see that in the opening 5 minutes here. Pressing, chasing for the ball. There's an intensity that was maybe lacking on Saturday in game 1. Marcus, I'll go back to your Docker comment there. Basically, the Mariners shared it on their social saying that it was a 12-month loan. Ventfort Kofu, who did announce it first, on their website, it says it's a 6-month loan. Well, it doesn't say it's a 6-month loan. It says it provides dates. It says Docker's loan on the Ventfort Kofu official website. His loan expires at the end of December this year, December 2025. Suggesting it's just the 6-month loan. And, the J2 League season at the moment, at least, does follow, the calendar year. So it makes sense that it would just be a 6-month loan. So it is very bizarre. It's a bizarre situation with Mikael Docker. Someone's wrong. Who is it? I don't know. We don't know. So Ventfort Coffee's website indicates it's a 6-month loan. Mariners in their post said it's a 12-month loan. So we don't know. Another corner for the Matildas. It is dealt with again by Panama. And they're away on the counter. Panama, it's 1-on-1 at the moment. Defenders getting back. But here come Panama again. Shalene King laying it off to the right. That was a bit concerning how easily Panama just broke forward there. Didn't have that many players back. Cross comes in for Panama. And Chloe Lincoln will claim. But, wow. Bit of a hectic opening 6 minutes here. And good to see Joshy here as well. G'day, Joshy. Maybe it got extended last second. The loan? I mean, maybe, Joshy. Yeah, we don't know. Hey, that's a fair point. Who knows? Oh, here come Panama again. They're in! Just wide. Shalene King. So close. Australia. How did that happen? Jessica Nash just caught on the ball. I mean, that's not good enough. Dude, I'm so excited to see Nash playing tonight, man, as a Mariners fan. But she won't be happy with her play there. She was just, you cannot, hang on the ball that long. She got caught, and Panama almost punished Australia there. Ayla Gedditz asks, do we know anyone Sydney FC are linked to? I don't think we've heard anything for a while. I mean, the one that we heard a couple of weeks ago was Sammy Silvera. That maybe he could go to Sydney. Corner for Panama. Tanner with a strike. It's good. It is headed away. Another long-range effort. That sails wide. A few shots, a goal already for Panama. Marcus asks, what do you think the results of the Wrexham games would be? It's an interesting question because it's a pre-season friendly. It's very early on in pre-season for the A-League teams, so I feel like Wrexham might just get narrow victories in the games, and that's purely because these A-League teams are just barely a couple of weeks back in training, right? But hopefully the A-League teams give them a run for their money. But Wrexham might get just some narrow victories, I reckon. Hopefully they're good games. So it's a bit sloppy at the back again from Australia. Getting caught in possession. Peter says Panama seems to be playing better. They're not backing down, and once again, that's for sure. Hey, it's really taking it. But this is great for us. This is great. It's a really good test for Australia. We have to lift here. We just have to. How are Australia going to respond? Charlotte Grant, a lot of space in the middle here. Australia driving forward, 9 minutes in. Nevin with a long cross. Oh, heavy collision. McNamara didn't back out there. Wow, dude. Look, interesting move there from McNamara. I mean, that ball was comfortably sailing into the hands of the Panama goalkeeper, and Holly McNamara did not give it up. Michelle Heyman was just offside initially, but so the flag was already up, but Holly McNamara just drove straight into the goalkeeper. Wow. Opening 10 minutes at HBF Park. Australia 0, Panama 0. But I tell you what, this has been an exciting start to the game for both teams. Panama with the best chance of the game already. Shalene King, who scored on the weekend. Almost grabbing another against the Aussies. But like I was saying, man, like this is good for Australia. I like that we've got a real test here. You know, this isn't going to be a cruisy game. Panama are really going for it here. It's great to see. So Australia just simply have to lift the energy, the quality in how we play. It just has to be at a high level all over the park. Certainly an attacking lineup tonight from the Matildas. Van Egmond, Sayer playing a bit deeper. Remy Simpson ahead in that number 10 role. I was really impressed with Amy Sayer in the couple of games against Slovenia. Good to see her get another start here. She's I think she's one that we will see more regularly going forward for Australia. Obviously missed a lot of football due to injury in recent years. So outswinging corners here seems to be on the menu. Courtney Nevin, left back, left foot, outswinger. Delivery's okay. And again, it's dangerous because Panama just a little bit shaky clearing the ball. It's bounced around dangerously in the box a couple times. At the moment, Australia's unable to get a boot on it. Look at this! Look at this immense pressure. Panama are away again here. They are just defeating us in the duels all over the park. It's Riley Tanner who's in behind again and crossing. Claire Hunt's able to clear. Dude, Panama, who are ranked 56 in world rankings, goodness me. Not just game one, but this game as well. They are playing well above their ranking. Brilliant play from Tanner down the left. Just the footwork to escape the defender. So far, it is Panama who... Look, I wouldn't say they're on top, but their chances dangerous. Hey, very, very dangerous. G'day, Leo Center 23. Thanks for joining us. I go with that first spelling there, but hey, whatever you want. I go with the IE at the end, personally. So Australia deal with the corner here from Panama. So far, the Matildas haven't really been able to settle on the ball just yet. And partly because Panama have been so intense in their pressing. Marcus says, don't see where Silvera would play for us unless Lolly got moved to striker. I mean, I could see that happening, Marcus. We did see Joe Lolly play as a central striker at times last season, didn't we? And then, Costa... I mean, well, it could work whether Costa plays as a 10. I don't know what you think about this, Marcus, for Sydney FC this season. Maybe Costa plays as the attacking midfielder. And then you have Lolly off the right, Silvera off the left. That could be interesting. That could be interesting. Joshy says, what seems to be the issue? Are we not sticking with them in the counter-attack? Well, they're winning the duels, and if the defender's a bit high up, all of a sudden there's space there. Like just before, Charlie Grant was caught out, and then that opened up on the left-hand side for Panama. And they've been really good. They've been really effective, Panama, with their counterattacks. And they've got a clear, intense game plan, and it's been working for them, hey? How do you feel about Sam Kerr back in the training with the squad? Asks Dora. Very great to see. It's just great to see her back training with the squad. Obviously, it's been so long now since we've seen Sam Kerr feature for Australia, so it's great to see her getting closer to finally returning to the pitch. Leo Center 23 also says Lolly is a beast as a centre forward or striker. Yeah. It's unlikely, but we could see that. Alrighty, Panama. Look at this again. There's a lot of space opening up here. Once again, Panama are away down the left. It's still on for them. Tanner keeping it alive. It's just Australia just bit too much space in between the midfield and back line, it seems. It opened up way too easily once again. That's not a foul. That's not a foul. Are you kidding me? The referee's called a foul there. It looked like a clean win of the ball from Holly McNamara, who's, according to the referee, already committed a couple fouls now. We did see a bunch of yellow cards on Saturday, hey? Which we don't always see in friendly matches. There's a long-range strike. It's deflected away. So Panama's going to have yet another corner. It's been quite a lively opening quarter of an hour in this one. Jessica Nash heading it over the bar. The shot came from like 30 metres out, hey? Joshy says, I realised how many sport tactics overlap between soccer and AFL, like high defensive line and space apply to both. Interesting. I'm not super familiar with AFL tactics, so that's interesting to hear there, Joshy. So it's what is this, corner number 4 or something already for Panama? They've been looking really dangerous to start this game. Flicked on and away by Grant. Another blocked shot, and Australia just deal with it. But again, it's like not super convincing, hey? So, can we finally just get on the ball and just settle things down? We've got good players in the park. Let's play some football, man. What team do you think might have the brightest season in 25-26? In the A-League? The brightest season. It's difficult to say because it's so early on a pre-season and teams are still building for the upcoming campaign. But it's probably an easy one to say. But I think Melbourne City will. I think Melbourne City will be strong once again. You'd imagine. They've been re-signing a few of their players from last season. Patrick Beach re-signed yesterday, their star goalkeeper. And they usually bring in some strong players. So I think Melbourne City will be up there once again. Aside from that, I'm not super confident that anyone's going to be right up there. I feel like Auckland... I think Auckland will be strong once again, but I don't know if they'll be as dominant as they were last season. Auckland FC. I don't know. What do you guys make of Auckland FC for Season 2? Are they going to, they'll probably be strong at home once again. But yeah, man. G'day, Philip. Thanks for jumping in the live chat. Says Kaczarski is a good signing for Western United. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, the main thing is that he's going to get more game time at Western United. I think that much is clear. It's always tricky at a big club like Sydney FC. Young player coming through. You're not always going to get guaranteed minutes. Kaczarski was coming off the bench a lot last season. I really rate Kaczarski. I think he's a top player. So hopefully he really does, have a breakout season. Proper breakout season at Western United. And they needed a striker. Western United, they lost Noah Botic recently. Dora on Auckland FC says good, but won't get first. Probably second for Auckland season. I mean, I definitely expect them to be top 6 once again. Van Egmont's free kick. No one there to attack it. Not sure what the plan was there. Rasso's going to swing it in. A little bit too heavy for everyone. That goes out of play. Still needing a little bit of quality in the final third, which is something that we've said a lot across these past few friendlies for Australia. Some of the general play has been pretty good. Against Slovenia, it was quite good, but in the final third, creating chances, playing the right ball, that's where it's been coming unstuck for Australia. So, and it's a bit of the same story so far, almost 20 minutes into this game. What great play from Tanner. This is great. Number 13 for Panama. Tanner has been fantastic across these couple games already. Really dangerous off that left wing for Panama. Leosona 23 says in 23-24, Sydney were the best team in the league after Corica left. Steve Corica knows what it takes to win a trophy. Won trophies with Sydney, went to Auckland, won the Premier's Plate. Tay Burns. G'day, Tay. Thanks for joining the live chat tonight. Said, interesting how Caceres and Kaczarski were the only two players who said hi to their fans after the loss to City in the last game. Interesting. There you go. And two players who, that was their final game for Sydney FC. So there you go. There you go, Tay. Marcus, my ideal transfers would be a keeper, centre-back and a striker and a winger. Plenty to bring in for Sydney FC. Yeah, definitely a striker. Obviously, Patrick Klimala, Kaczarski leaving, so they definitely need another striker, Sydney. Goalkeeper situation is an interesting one for the Sky Blues. They've got Gus Hoofsloot there and obviously Harrison, Devonish, Mears. But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they do look to bring someone in or whether they just stick with those guys. I think another centre-back, for Sydney would be good. And a winger. I mean, you're probably right, Marcus, with all those options there. Yeah. So, long-range free kick for Australia. We've had a bunch of set pieces early on in this game. It's just floated in. Nicely floated in too. Saya was unmarked and got a header away, but it was a bit of a tricky one to get on target. It's always tricky there because the ball's heading sort of straight towards goal, and you know what I mean? You have to sort of flick it backwards to get a goal down. So, Saya, I think, was completely unmarked there. Might be disappointed that she didn't do better there. Pardon me. Joshy! Great to see you in the chat as always, Joshy. Says, I feel like Victory's team next season will be a few 34-year-olds and the rest being 18 to 24-year-olds, which I don't mind having. Yeah, I mean, well, on that topic, obviously tonight, Melbourne Victory, a couple of hours ago, announced the re-signings of experienced defenders Roderick Miranda and Adama Traore. Which I don't think is particularly surprising. Some people were a little bit surprised to see Traore sticking around for another season, especially given that he wasn't really in the team much last year. That was thanks to Casey Boss having a great season. But with Boss departing, there's an opportunity now for Adama Traore to return to the starting 11 at Victory. But of course, Melbourne Victory have brought back Franco Lino left back on loan. So a bit of competition for that left back spot once again at Melbourne Victory. Who do you go for? The youngster back on loan, Franco Lino, or the experienced Adama Traore? And I think it's I think re-signing Roderick Miranda was a good move. It's always great to have that experienced, of course, captain at the back. Rasso forward. Driving forward, Rasso still doing well and shooting off the post and away. Rasso squares it up again. The shot is parried away. Wow. It's still on. Evan Egmond and the keeper parries it away again. It's still alive. This is a frantic attack for Australia. Hayley Rasso crosses. Simpson goes down in the box. No pen. Oh my goodness. Dude, this is chaos. This is chaos. That was the most exciting attacking play we've seen from Australia in the last in the last, couple hours of football that they've played. Great chance for Australia. Hayley Raso with a great run, hitting the post. Beautiful touch from Amy Sayer in the leader. Oh my goodness, Raso taking on the defender. It looked like it was going in off the upright. Remy Seamson with a shot that was blocked by the keeper. Great chance, man. Australia should be one up. Raso so close as Blinkus, indeed. G'day, Arloson in the chat as well. Thanks for joining us. Great to see all of you guys joining us for tonight's live watch along. Make sure to hit the like button, send in a super chat if you want to support the channel. Just appreciate you guys being here. Feel free to say g'day in the live chat. So, 25 minutes into this game, it's Australia 0, Panama 0, but both teams have been looking good going forward. This has been a lot more exciting, a lot more chances compared to game one. All right, what else are we saying here in the live chat? When will you do a 25-26 ladder A-League prediction? We might do an early one soon in the next couple of weeks, an early one. But my actual final ladder prediction I usually do a couple of weeks out from the season kicking off. Long ball for Australia, shaking it up a little bit. Seamson wins it. Raso with a bit of space on the right. Crossing towards Heyman, just too high with the delivery. Still on the attack. In by Nevin, it's blocked. Okay. Joshy, speaking about Melbourne Victory's Roderick Miranda, says the issue with Roderick is he loses his cool at the most vital, important moments after being a good leader for the season. Dora asks here, do you still think Nesri Irankunda might stay in Europe? I haven't heard about him in a while. I think his future might be in trouble if he doesn't start scoring and playmaking. I'd expect him to go for another loan somewhere. We'll see. We'll see what happens with Irankunda. Obviously, still so early on in his career. Nesri Irankunda, still a teenager. Marcus mentioning here that Allianz getting closed would be helpful. We may rediscover our home form at Cogra. But at the same time, it would be completely destroy the crowd numbers. I'm surprised that you're positive there about Sydney maybe having to play away from Allianz again, Marcus. They had to play away for so long, finally got back to Allianz Stadium. Dude, it's terrible hearing about these stories coming out about them having to fix what is it, the drainage issues at Allianz Stadium. It's really disappointing. You get this beautiful new stadium. I've been to Allianz Stadium a bunch of times, the new one, a bunch of times in the last couple seasons, and it's really disappointing to hear that Sydney might have to miss a chunk of the season at their home stadium, considering it's such a new ground. Liga Center 23 says if we go to Leichhardt Oval, the crowd wouldn't be too bad. Nice little ground, Leichhardt. I'd prefer Sydney to play at Leichhardt Oval than at Cogra. That's just me. But yeah, we'll certainly keep an eye on what's happening there for Sydney FC. And their stadium situation. It sounds like the A-League draw, I think there was something from Vince Regari. Osfoot HQ shared it on the social media sites that Vince Regari mentioned in a recent article that the A-League draw could be released at the end of this month. Do you wake up for all the national team games? I assume you referring to the early morning ones. Yeah, most of them. If it's generally not the game itself isn't that important, or it's maybe just a friendly, I might just watch it in replay. But yeah, I'll try to get up. Had an early kickoff for the Socceroos a month or so ago now. Away to Saudi Arabia, that crucial World Cup qualifier that the Socceroos did win. That was an early morning for Socceroos fans. So, we are still without a goal, almost half an hour in. We could have 2 or 3. I mean, as in, like, combined between both teams. There's been some great chances for both Australia and Panama so far. This is the final friendly match of this run of 4 games that the Matildas have had in the last couple of weeks. New head coach Joe Montemurro really implementing his system and his principles with the squad. Panama looking to play their way through Australia. Just managing to deal with it. Again, the physical play from Panama, helping them win the ball back. Nicely done. The shot's away, but Chloe Lincoln's behind it. Relatively comfortable save there for the now Brisbane Roar goalkeeper, Chloe Lincoln, heading to Brisbane Roar this season in the A-League Women's. Do I follow European football? I do, casually. Casually, the focus here, judging by the channel name, of course, is Australian football. Do you still play FIFA? A little bit, yeah. A little bit. G'day, Shannon in the chat. What changes would you make after half time? It's a good question. I'd love to see Briley Henry come on. We haven't seen much of her. Briley Henry. Who else could we see come on? I'll have to pull up the bench. I'm sure we will see more rotation in that second half. What we have been seeing from Joe Montemurro, interestingly enough, has been he doesn't necessarily make a whole bunch of changes all at once. It's been like 2 at a time. So we may well see that again in the second half. 2 at a time. Half an hour of football played at HBF Park in Perth. Home of Perth Glory's A-League men's team. No goals, but some great chances. A little bit better in attack from the Matildas. Haley Rasso with Australia's best chance hitting the post. Look at Amy Sayer pushing up high and winning the ball. Just losing it though. You can see how high Australia are pressing here. The midfielders, those 2 midfielders, Sayer and Reet Simpson, pushing a bit higher. Amy Sayer is finding a lot of pockets of space, though, which is good. Emily Van Egmonds. We don't often see her in this position for Australia, at least not these days. Sitting a bit deeper. That defensive midfielder. Charlotte Grant unable to keep that ball in play. Joshy says, I'm thinking of doing an Oceania-only career mode with Wellington when I get FC25. Oceania-only career mode. How would that work? Because aren't there no Oceania teams in the game? Aussies on the attack again. But again, the tight marking from Panama. Forcing them back. We've been really impressed with Panama, man, over these couple games. It's been a great test for Australia, that's for sure. Jessica Nash, a little bit wayward with that pass. Panama with a great chance to long-range efforts. Oh, what a goal! Panama score! And it's a cracker! Oh, my goodness. Unfortunately, Jessica Nash caught on the ball again. Pass goes astray. And it's an absolute cracker of a goal. What a strike. Long range effort. I mean, I thought we were okay. Nash won it. And again, she's done this a few times. Jessica Nash just... That time a wayward pass. What a strike! Incredible. I mean, Chloe Lincoln, like no goalkeeper could do anything about that, dude. Look at that finish. Over the keeper in the corner. Top corner. Oh my gosh. Good finish indeed, Blinkers. That is an unbelievable goal. And Panama lead again. This is a really tricky situation now for Australia. Erica Arauz for Panama. 1-0. 34 minutes have gone by, and it is Panama who make the breakthrough. I just saw Joe Montemurro on the sideline. He just threw his hands up in frustration by the look of things. Maybe not happy with how things are going at the back. Another giveaway from the back. This time it's Hunt. And the ball falls kindly for the attacker. Hunt is there to make the block. Courtney Nevin tries to get it away. Dude, we are looking really shaky at the back. Really, really shaky at the back. Need to improve in that department. Australia. I mean, so many players were running forward there. We couldn't win the ball. Loose touch from Panama, but no one was there for it. Ooh, a Panama player here has taken a really awkward fall. That leg looked bent in an uncomfortable way. The ref is letting things go here. She's still down the Panama midfielder. Play goes on for now. Tanner's going to play it out. So, well, the play's going to be stopped anyway. Shots on goal so far. 8 for Panama, just 5 for Australia. 2 shots on target for each team. Wow, dude. And g'day to Nama and Sam joining us in the chat. Appreciate you guys jumping in to say g'day. And if you're just joining us, Panama 1, Australia 0. An incredible strike. Gifting the away team the lead. Australia sloppy at the back once again, unfortunately. And this is the same position we found ourselves, of course, on Saturday in Game 1. Panama took the lead early on in the second half. This time they've taken the lead much earlier. And we said it pre-game, man. If Australia lose again here, the fans are already going to start turning on Joe Montemurro. This is not good. This is certainly a stronger lineup, I think you can say, from what we saw in Game 1. But yeah, this has not been good enough so far. Jessica asks, do you think Matildas will score a goal? Yes, I think it's on the cards, surely. Surely! What was on the dinner menu this evening, Lockie asked Sam? What did I have for dinner? I had some Mexican meat with rice. Nama asks, would you rather see the Central Coast Mariners 2022-23 team or the Central Coast Mariners 23-24 team? So the two championship winning teams. Good question. I mean, it has to be last. Both. What the hell's going on there? Jessica Nash trying to take a free kick. Panama players just gone in and just hit her in the leg. Claire Hunt having a conversation as well. I'm not sure what the thinking is there from that Panama player. Basically kicking Australia's play unnecessarily there. Anyway. But it's what we've learned from Panama. They've been really physical in their play. And, I mean, the Panama attacker should have been booked there, surely for that. To go back to your question there, Nama, as a Mariners fan, that is an intriguing question. It has to be the 23-24 team, just because of the treble. Hey, that team was special. But both teams were great. Mike is mentioning that Season 3 is better than Season 2 for Ufuk Talay. How are we losing, says Arsenal Football Edits. How are we losing? Panama, man. They are just look, it's yes, like we're underperforming and we're making mistakes, but at the same time, Panama are playing at such a high level. Like this is incredible. I think it's fair to say they're giving us more of a test than what Slovenia. I mean, Slovenia did really push us. Slovenia created a lot of chances, but Panama have just been like haven't allowed us any time at all. We really haven't had any possession in the final third for a little while now. I mean, in the attacking half, I should say. Jessica mentions that we need to fix the back line of defense and start passing the ball forward. Backline, man. It's the backline, eh? We need to fix up those mistakes, those wayward touches, the wayward passes. So, only 5 minutes left of regulation time in this first half of football. Australia trail. It'd be great if we could get back on the score sheet here. Jessica Nash just dealing with it. This is good from Australia. A little pocket of space. Saya. Rasso. Little pass in behind for Simpson. Rasso in the box. Simpson's probably offside. Yep. Like there's certainly more attacking intent from Australia. We're moving forward with a bit more speed and just intent. There's like a directive that to be a bit more aggressive moving forward. But so far, it's just not working out for us so far. Leah Center 23 says, Lockie, I've been watching since last August and love your content. Just letting you know. Leah Center 23, thanks, mate. Really appreciate it. August last season. There you go. So that was pre-season for last A-League season. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining us here live tonight, whether you've been watching for a few years or just a few days. We're all about creating a fun space to discuss Australian football, A-Leagues, Socceroos, Matildas. Australia Cup coming up in a couple of weeks' time as well. Anyone getting to an Australia Cup game later this month? Let us know. Some exciting matchups all over the country. Later this month in the Australia Cup. We love it. We love the Australia Cup, man. Always so much fun in that tournament. The round of 32. Getting underway soon. Claire Hunt, short for Van Egmond, Australia. Looking to build it up here. Grant does well to poke it through for Rasso, who's in behind on the right. Hayley Rasso in the box now. Crossing. There's Grant with a shot. Oh. That's so disappointing. Great opportunities. Had so much time and space there too, Charlie Grant. Great opportunity. It just fell for us so perfectly. Probably had time to take a touch there, Grant, and just settle herself and then place it. Went for it first time and just went sky high. Speaking about the Australia Cup, Marcus says I was disappointed to see Northern Tigers game at Leichhardt rather than their local area. Yes, that's further south, of course, for Northern Tigers. Leah Senna mentions SD Raiders MacArthur. Yeah, that should be a good game, certainly. And I'm sure there'll be a strong turnout for that one as well. Sam here says, I wonder what will happen to Alex Paulson, as I don't think he'll be at Bournemouth. He'll probably get loaned out somewhere, but who knows? Yeah, we were talking about that in a live stream recently as well, about Alex Paulson and that situation there. It'd be cool to see him try and make a breakthrough in Bournemouth squad. I think he's good enough, man. I really do think he's good enough. He's one of the best goalkeepers we've seen in the A-League in recent years. So, but I think you might be right there, Sam. It feels like a loan move is probably more likely. Interesting idea there, Joshy. Interesting idea there, Joshy. Halftime is around the corner. Australia still trail. But the chances are starting to come down. Rasso again down the right. She's been one of Australia's dangerous so far tonight. Rasso still needs support, needs a run. Has got 2 players marking her. Has to go backwards. Australia keep it alive. If we can just get a goal back here, that'd be nice. Oh, nicely controlled. It's Grant. No. How many times have we had an offside in this first half? It's got to be like 3 or 4 already. I'm not familiar, Joshy, with some of those nations. So, but hey, it sounds interesting. Hey. Philip asks, "What are your thoughts on starting the A League earlier than mid-October, maybe August, September, like in the first few seasons?" Yeah, I remember when it used to start earlier. Hey, yeah, I'm one of the biggest things I would change. Like sometimes people ask, like we bring up the point, if you guys were in charge of the APL, the A Leagues for a day or whatever, if you're in charge, what's the one thing you could change if you're in charge? And for me, I think one of the biggest things that the A League needs is a longer season. We need a longer season. We just need it. That is one of the biggest things I think holding the A League back at the moment. So we need a longer season. This long off season is just hurting the competition so much, in my opinion. We need a longer season. I know there's a lot of conversation with competing with other codes, but I don't know, man. We're just gonna go for it. So yeah, I'm all about if we can get the season longer, starting earlier. That'd be great. That'd be great. It's too long. It's too long. There's no A League fan that says, "Oh no, yeah, I'm comfortable with the length of the season." I'm comfortable with 4 or 5 months of off season. It's just far too long, man. Oh, here's a chance. Grant is in behind. Crossing it. Oh, it's a pen. Come on. Oh, no way. Unbelievable. The chance is still on. Nevin delivers. Goalkeeper claims. Show us the replay. Halftime whistle is about to blow, but goodness me. Great work from Australia. Grant in behind. She was onside too. Simpson was central. Oh, dude. I don't know. It's probably not a pen. They didn't look like there was much contact, but another great chance for Australia. Looked like it was a certain tap-in goal. Great chance. Wow. So, it is half-time in this one, and Panama lead. Australia 0, Panama 1. And there's multiple Australian players having conversations with the referee here. Panama, these are friendly games. Panama are really pushing us here. These couple games have really felt like competitive games. That's for sure. It's half-time. Let's jump into live chat. If you guys have any questions or comments on anything, A-Leagues, Socceroos, Matildas, feel free to jump in. G'day, sport fan. Is this game on 10 or Paramount? It is on. I'm watching it on Paramount Plus. I think it's only on Paramount. Marcus, in regards to what he'd change for the A-League, if I was in charge, I would change finals. 4 teams automatically through, top 2 to the semis, 3 and 4 elimination hosts, and 5v8, 6v7 play for a spot in the A-League finals. That would be interesting, Marcus. Yeah, it would get more teams, obviously, in the finals. You'd have 8 all together. Hey, I think with your comment there, Marcus, I think that'd be good to see. Maybe when the competition expands to, hopefully one day expands to 16 teams. Yeah. Sport fan asks, what are your thoughts on active fans in the A-League? It's such a key part of the competition, and we need to make sure we keep the active support alive and thriving. And Matt says, what's going on, Matildas? That's the question, Matty. That's the question, Matt. Who's got the answers? Who's got the answers? Hopefully Joe Montemurro has the answers, because we need to see a response in the second half. Australia are trailing once again against Panama here. The result on Saturday was a big shocker. Panama defeating Australia on home soil, but we might see a replica, the same result again. I don't think we haven't in these friendlies with Joe Montemurro. I don't think we've seen any halftime subs yet, but we might get it now. My here, hey Lockie, what is your strongest lineup for the Socceroos? Ooh, interesting question. I'll give you a quick one off the top of my head. Ryan in goals. Look, it's pretty similar to what we saw in those last couple games for the Socceroos, those qualifiers. So probably Ryan. My back five would be Miller. Well, not including injuries. Let's not include injuries. So I would go Miller, Chikati, Sutar, Burgess. And left wing back, I'd probably go Geordie Boss. And then in midfield for Australia, probably Aidan O'Neill and Jackson Irvine. And then for a front three, I do still like Yassini Yengi, and I'd go Craig Goodwin and I'd go Martin Boyle, I think, at the moment still. But yeah, there's so many positions there with plenty of competition for the Socceroos. Leo Center 23 says, I think New Zealand have a good squad now. They've got some top players, don't they? Some players playing in some good competitions. So, yeah, very much looking forward to Australia taking on New Zealand in a couple months' time in, September. That'll be fun. Jessica says, if the Matildas lose again, I think Australia will start hating Joe. There'll certainly be some people not happy with how things are going if Australia are to lose again here. So, yeah, it's just a friendly, but just one half left now. One half left of football for this window. Gotta go for it, man. Gotta go for it. G'day, Troy. Good to see you here, mate. Says, what is happening? We're losing again. I know, right? Overall, in terms of my assessment for that first half, from what we saw, it was better than Saturday, that's for sure. But it's not saying much because Saturday wasn't great. So it was a little bit better than Saturday. We're creating some more opportunities. Haley Rasso hit the post. Had some fantastic chances to score in this game so far. But we're having the same issues at the back where it's a little bit messy, some wayward touches, some wayward passes, and Panama are just beating us physically once again. So, I almost wonder if there'll be a formation tweak here. There's a little bit too much space in midfield. When this lineup was announced, I was really excited about it. You got some top players there, but it's not quite working at the moment, eh? It's not clicking. It's not clicking for us. G'day, Cody, who says they've been playing so scrappy every game. And look, it goes without saying as well, of course, it's going to take time for the new system to really click for the team, for the players to get on board with the new style of play. But obviously we have an Asian Cup on home soil less than a year away. We got to make sure it starts clicking soon. Cody asks, going to any of the New South Wales Australia Cup games, man? I'm hoping to get to a few. Yeah, there's a few. We've got 3 games in Sydney, in the Sydney area, and there's one game up at Maitland, Newcastle hosting Adelaide and Maitland. So definitely going to try and get out to some games. We've got some interesting comments here. Great to see you all joining us for tonight's live stream. Appreciate it. Make sure to hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Sam, a little bit earlier, said, I know it's cliche, but scrap the final series, mainly because it's pointless to be minor premiers, as you kind of win the league, but you don't, but also that's what makes the A-League unique. Well, it's an interesting one. So there's the championship, which is what you win if you win the final, if you win the grand final, the final series. But there's the premiership. It's the premiership, which is what you win when you finish first at the end of the regular season. So last season, Auckland FC were premiers. And the premiers of the A-League, so there is something in winning that. It doesn't mean nothing because the premiers qualify for the Asian Champions League Elite. So that is a big prize to aim for. It's not just about, we'll finish anywhere in the top 6 and then navigate finals. There is still a lot of importance in finishing first. Having said that, it's a bit weird because Auckland FC, of course, They're from New Zealand. They can't play in the Asian Champions League Elite, so it's a bit of a bizarre one for them. But still, it's a trophy, man. And we recognise trophies. And, we will recognise that Auckland FC won a trophy in their first ever season, and that's a huge achievement for them. Huge achievement. But I am still a fan of finals. They are big games. They are highly attended and everything. Yeah. Alrighty, what else are we saying here? Mine here says, I honestly think Tony Gustafsson should have stayed. Sam says, anyone else realising the World Cup is not too far away? I swear when it's a World Cup year, it all happens so fast. Like, I'm really excited for the World Cup for the first time since 2014. No playoffs. Cody says, thoughts on Nash? She isn't impressing me much. She's made a couple errors, unfortunately. Very excited as a Mariners fan to be watching Jessica Nash for the Matildas tonight. We're on a Mariners tee tonight for Jessica Nash. So as a Mariners fan, very proud, but she'll probably be disappointed with some of her mistakes so far. Troy, in regards to the Central Coast Mariners, are we going to announce Redders soon? Do you think we need players? The Redmayne announcement, I mean, they made that teaser. That was a while ago now. So we certainly need players, and hopefully that gets sorted out sooner than later. Still time. There's still time, though, Troy, but they're taking their time. That's for sure. Blinker says, we struggle without KCC in midfield. Distribution has been poor. Without her has been poor, yeah. Yeah, she was so good against Slovenia, man. In that, I remember we did a live stream for that game too against Slovenia, and she was just dominating midfield. So it just goes to show, like, I think one thing we're learning from a lot of these games is how good our best players are. So, like, Caitlin Ford, Mary Fowler, I think Alana Kennedy, I think we're missing her maybe at the moment. Even Winona Heatley, who was very good against Slovenia. I think we're missing Winona Heatley. And Kyra Cooney-Cross is in that bracket as well. Kyra Cooney-Cross, to me, is one of our best players. Yeah. Cody says, without Ford, the front line looks lost. My hero also highlights Sam Kerr. What else are we saying here? Troy says, I don't understand why Auckland couldn't play in the Club World Cup instead of Auckland City. Yeah, it's a bit funny, isn't it? It's a bit funny. Cody says, at least you have a women's team. Cries in MacArthur fan. You know what's funny? I was thinking about that the other day, yeah. The fact that the Bulls still don't have a women's team. And Auckland FC, I mean, they've said that they'll have a women's team up and running at some point. I don't know if there's a timeline for that. But, we want to get to the point where every club has a men's and women's team. Right? Do you think Emily Van Egmond should be in the lineup? Asks Jessica. I think yes. I think we needed her to help deal with the physicality that Panama played with. And Van Egmond is one of our taller, stronger players. So I think we did need Emily Van Egmond. She's playing as that lone, or not quite lone, like Amy says, dropping deep as well. But she's mostly playing as that deepest lying midfielder, Emily Van Egmond. So I wonder maybe if there'll be a change there. Do we bring someone else on to play in that defensive midfield area to provide a bit more support for Emily Van Egmond? Yeah. Alrighty, the bench. Some players who we could see come on. I mean, if we want another midfielder to come on to help in defensive midfielder, Lana Murphy's an option. She started game 1 against Panama. Berry Hill could come on. Yeah, not many options there necessarily. Plenty of youngsters who we might see get on the park today. Once again, Kuilamu, Postolakis. Tash Pryor could also come on as a defensive option. Briley Henry's there. Taranto. So there certainly is basically a second string squad for the Tillies that we're seeing at the moment. All right, what else are we saying here as well? Cody says, controversial opinion, but I'm not a Kennedy fan. She holds up play way too much and has no intent to push play forward. Jessica says, I miss Katrina Gorry. Yeah, we all do. We hope Katrina Gorry's doing all right. Going well. I hear says, do you think Thompson Money did his job as an interim manager? I think so. Yeah. He gave some opportunities to some other players and just kept things steady. That's all you can want, really. Micah asks, realistically, when do you think the next expansion teams would come into the A-League men's and women's? I mean, hopefully Canberra next season. You know what I mean? Like, not this coming season, but 26, 27. Hopefully Canberra, because Canberra has been the one that has been like the most talk around in recent years. So when we say talk, there's been like, barely anything really. But it feels like if anyone's going to come in next is Canberra, and maybe that might be in a couple of years' time. But that's just my own speculation. Canberra feels like it's coming next. Hopefully, surely Sam Kerr will be back for the Asian Cup next year. Surely, T2. Fingers crossed. Mahi asks an interesting question here, and we'd love to hear from you guys as well. What do you make of it? Do you think Alex Robertson will stay with the Socceroos? Yeah, I hope so. I think we all hope so. He's a bright talent. Got a bright future, Alex Robertson. But he hasn't been involved in the Socceroos setup for some time. And yeah, we do get the sense that maybe he's looking to play for another nation. Don't think we've heard much about that lately. But yeah, I'm not sure. At this stage, it feels a bit 50-50. Having said that, those midfield positions are so competitive. Where does Alex Robertson fit in? G'day, Boston. Good to see you here as well. Good to hear you loving the coast. Appreciate you guys wherever you are tuning in from, across Australia, our friends over in New Zealand, and it's always great to see some viewers jumping in from across the world. Do we know when Mary will be back? Hopefully soon. I haven't checked on that. That's right. We are losing to Panama again. Half time. Second half is about to get underway. Did the Mariners get any money from Kowal? We don't know. We don't know. T2. We don't know. Eh? I mean, as far as we're aware, Ali Kowal had another year in his contract, but he's joined Wanderers. So whether it was just a termination of his contract, we don't know. So yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Appreciate that, Boston. Yeah. For anyone interested, we also have Coastwatch Football and a separate channel to this one where we do Mariners content. Central Coast Mariners fan page over there at Coastwatch Football. So feel free to check that out if you want to check out Mariners content over there. Last week, put out a video talking about the recent Central Coast Mariners transfer news. A lot of players departing the Central Coast Mariners, and we are underway in the second half here at HBF Park in Perth, home of Perth Glory, of course. So, Australia, we need a response in the second half here. We need to be better. We need to cut out these mistakes at the back and really go for it. We need a response, man. I know it's just a friendly, but we don't want to lose back-to-back games against Panama here. Credit to Panama, man. They've been so good over these couple games. They've really pushed us. Yeah. He asks, what kind of opponents do you want the Socceroos to face? I'd love to see the Socceroos play countries from all over the world over the next year. So, obviously, we're facing New Zealand and Canada coming up next. That's great. A team from North America. Just from every continent, Africa, South America, Europe, just to get that, a variety of experience leading into the World Cup. Troy mentions that contracts don't mean anything these days. Sometimes it feels like that, doesn't it? Yeah, I know what you mean. I know where you're coming from. McNamara's in behind on the left. She goes down. That's happened a lot of times where Australian players have gone down, but no foul's been awarded, but it has been a bit soft. It feels like Australia's players just need to be a little bit stronger in the duels. That's something that we've spoken about a lot over these couple of games with Panama. We're not winning the duels, it seems, hey. We are not winning the duels at the moment. Boston. Boston, yes, I know you're a Sydney FC fan. I'm sure you'll be supporting Sydney when they come up to the coast, that's for sure. Good question from Google. Recent Aussie transfer to Europe you're most excited about? Good question. Good question. I mean, there's a lot to be excited about, to be honest. There is a lot. I am keen to see how Noah Botic goes at Austria Vienna. Hopefully he gets regular game time, but if he can keep up his goal scoring form, man, this is a really exciting season coming up for prospects for the Socceroos because there's a lot of young players. Like all these young guys have gone over to Europe. There's some decent clubs in Europe, in the UK. Like if they have strong seasons, they can make a real push for the Socceroos squad. So I'm keen on watching Noah Botic, obviously the Aussies at Portsmouth, Adrian Segacic. Man, so many. Daniel Arzani. He's gone to Hungary. Who else, man? There's so many. Nicholas Milanovic up at Scotland. Yeah, there's a lot of players to watch, especially for the Socceroos. Nevin with a free kick. Delivery's good, dude. A little bit deepish. Rasso keeps it alive. Low cross. Cleared away. Back to Rasso. Corner for Australia. Looking to bounce back early hit on here in the second half. That is right, Troy. Yeah. I don't know if you guys, for your respective A-League teams, have been receiving any emails about membership sign-ups are happening soon for some A-League clubs. Mariners membership renewals happening soon. Corner for Australia, headed up and away by Panama. They deal with it again. Like, Panama have done so well defensively over these couple of games. They've been so well organised, hey? Yeah. Google mentions, true, feels like a huge transfer window. Botic will be cool to follow. Yeah. I'm thinking as well, I mean, just for you guys here, this is just an idea. This is the cool thing about being in the live streams. We're going to brainstorming. Thinking of doing somewhat like a video series or something, or a live stream series of like an Aussies abroad thing, like a bit of a recap of the Socceroos, and specifically because it is a World Cup year, because we've got a World Cup coming up, the Men's World Cup coming up in a year's time. Thinking of doing like a weekly or even like a fortnightly, monthly video series, like recapping all the Socceroos who are playing at their clubs overseas. Oh, Tanner with a shot for Panama. Not too far away from the target from out wide. But yeah, let me know if you'd be keen for like a weekly or fortnightly series, something like that, to sort of cover the Aussies abroad. I think that would be good, just so we all stay up to date to what's happening with our Aussies abroad. I hear mentions a moment ago in the chat, if experienced players like Craig Goodwin and Martin Boyle aren't in form heading into the World Cup, and Popper picks young players, who would they be? Well, it'd probably be, just mentioning, it'd probably be someone like Adrian Segacic or Nicholas Milanovic. I think those guys could come in and play those positions really well. Yeah. Maybe Garen Kowal, Nestor Irankunda. I think those guys will still be there, though. Martin Boyle had a very good season for Hibs last season. Craig Goodwin's back in the A-League, folks. He's back at Adelaide United, and he always does well in the A-League, so I think Craig Goodwin will have a strong season, and if he does, he should be in that World Cup squad, I'd imagine. Panama on the front foot again. Overall, it's been a pretty even game. If anything, Panama's like controlled more of the game. Not controlled, but maybe Rasso. A bit of a coming together with a Panama player, and there's a foul, and that should be a card, and it is. There's a Panama player who is also down off the ball. There's a bit of a... What's going on here? There's a Panama player running away with the ball. Australia's been awarded a free kick. Oh, interesting. Anyway. Google says, I'd watch that. Would be great to check in on the overseas Aussies progress. Cool. Matt Ryan might go back to Copenhagen, says Troy. Yeah, there was some news coming out about that the other day that Copenhagen might be interested in Matty Ryan once again. I think for Matty Ryan, he needs to go to a club where he's just going to be starting. He can't, go to a club like AS Roma. Like, it was really cool for him to be at AS Roma, but he just wasn't playing. So, especially a year out from a World Cup, we need our top goalkeeper and captain regularly playing. Otherwise, there could be an opportunity for someone like Joe Gauci. Here come the Matildas. Nice little passage of play, but again, like a bit too heavy. Like, it's good. There's like a good little moments. Sayer combining. I think Seamson was there too. Rasso out wide, but in the pass, it's a bit too heavy. It's happened multiple times tonight, hey. Matty Ryan return to the Mariners would be good. Would be great. I feel like it could happen maybe in a few years' time, though. Probably not anytime soon. But, yeah, I mean, we saw Danny Vukovic return to the Central Coast Mariners a couple of years back. And who knows, maybe Matty Ryan could return to the coast. That'd be great. But again, that probably wouldn't happen for a few more years, hey? Matty Ryan is still a top goalkeeper. I remember there was there was a journalist online saying that Fulham were interested in Matty Ryan. I don't know if there's anything else to that, but yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we are now well into the second half. And Panama still lead Australia. It's 1-0. We haven't had any changes yet, no substitutions. Remy Seamson looking forward. McNamara on the ball driving. This is Rasso. This is better. Rasso crosses. Heyman! Australia equalise. That is much better from the Tillies. Driving forward with pace. And Michelle Heyman's not going to miss from that far out. It's 1-1. Maybe offside, says Marcus. No VAR in a friendly. The flag stays down. McNamara driving through the middle. Rasso was on. Tell you what. Dude, it was close. I reckon Heyman was on. Just. But we've got the goal. Australia 1-1 with Panama. Get in, says Blinkus. Cheers, Boston. Enjoy the rest of your night, mate. There we go. Finally, we score, and says Jessica. Finally. We deserved it, right? We deserved it after what we saw tonight from Australia. And how about that? 32 goals for Australia from Michelle Heyman, the player who wears number 32 for Australia. How about that? 32 goals for number 32 for Australia. The greatest ever goal scorer in the A-League Women's competition as well. Michelle Heyman plays her club football with Canberra United. And in the 54th minute, Australia equalised. Dude, it's game on. It's game on. We want to win this game, dude. We want to win this game. Australia, we cannot step back at all. This has been a great rivalry, these couple of games with Panama, man. They've pushed us so well that finally we make the breakthrough against them. It took a long time, but we finally got it. Jessica says, let's keep it going. 2 more. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah. My hair says, asks if injury rocks the Socceroos keepers, which hopefully it doesn't. Which A-League keepers would you pick? Lawrence Thomas, Patrick Beach, and I'll give you a third, just to make it tricky for myself. I'll give you a third. I mean, I'd say Mitch Langerak, but I don't think he's in the mix, is he? I feel like Lawrence Thomas and Patrick Beach are probably the 2 obvious ones. Lawrence Thomas has been part of the Socceroos camp before. Patrick Beach, who's had a great season for Melbourne City last campaign, hey? Duncan, yeah, Jack Duncan, I mean, he had a good season for Victory last season, despite only playing basically half the campaign. But, of course, Jack Duncan, like, we should not forget, in the A-League Grand Final, Jack Duncan started ahead of Langerak. And Langerak was just returning from injury, but yeah. Yeah, Melbourne Victory have 2 top goalkeepers there at the moment, in Jack Duncan and Mitch Langerak, so, yeah. So, Australia finally back on the score sheet. It is 1-1 as we tick closer to the hour mark of this game. And not good to see again. This is happening again. We saw it a couple times in game 1 against Panama. Another Panama player is being stretched off here. Hopefully they're okay. Never like to see it. Player going off injured. There was a player. Was it Salazar for Panama? There was a player for Panama who was in a wheelchair by the end of the game. Had a moon boot on, and they was in a wheelchair in game 1 at the end of the match. Jack Duncan, yeah. Jessica reckons that Tony should have stayed being coach. I think it was time for something new. Like, Tony did it. Like, there was ups and downs for Tony's tenure as Matilda's head coach. The World Cup was great for Australia, making it to the semi-finals. And Tony, obviously was a key part of that. But it felt like it was time to, especially after the Olympics. Like, we shouldn't forget how chaotic and poor our Olympics campaign was last year. So I think after that, yeah, it felt right that we were going to enter a new era. Obviously, it took a long time, and probably too long, for us to find a new head coach. I think a lot of fans can probably agree with that it was a bit too long. Football Australia really took their time with finding a new head coach and finally appointing Joe Montemurro. Okay. Panama have made a few substitutions. Australia still haven't made any moves from the bench yet. But they will come soon. I'm sure of it. Amy Sayer under pressure, and yet again, Panama winning the ball back, and they've got the free kick as well. But how many times have we said that, man, over these last couple of games? Just Panama just out-muscling our players a bit too easily, winning the ball. Yeah. Mahi asks, do you see a future for Zach Sapsford and Anthony Pantanzopoulos for the Socceroos after their breakout season? Yeah, I think they're probably a little bit further off than some of the other players. Like, for example, like Noah Botic is probably a bit closer to getting a Socceroos call-up than Zach Sapsford. But they're on the path, yeah. And Anthony Pantanzopoulos had a real breakout season last season, as you say there, Mahi, for Wanderers. And, yeah, had him a free kick. Ooh, heavy collision in the box. Everyone looks okay, though. And here come Australia. Counter-attack is on. Rasso, 2 options ahead of her. Goes forward for McNamara. The pass is a bit heavy. A little bit heavy that occasion. Great chance for Australia. One hour of football has been played at HBF Park, Perth. It's Australia 1, Panama 1. Panama scoring in that first half. Cracking strike from long range. Nothing goalkeeper Chloe Lincoln could do about it. But in the second half here, Michelle Heyman getting Australia back on level terms. Rasso, long range effort. Across the fence of goal. Hayley Rasso, probably Australia's best so far tonight. Google, it's a great question. Like, I'm not sure. We don't know too much about this Panama squad. Hey, we don't know. So if anyone wants to do a quick search online, I mean, about Panama's squad, where these players playing, it's great facing a new opposition, a new nation in Panama. And as we've said, it's been a great test for Australia. They've been so impressive, Panama. They've been very, very competitive, physical, and they've defensively well organised, and on attack, man, they've tonight again just really dangerous. Simpson crossing for Australia. Heyman flicks it on. McNamara is forced backwards, but it's still in the box. Come on. Let's find number 2, dude. Let's find number 2. Well, the Panama players just had a shot after winning the ball. Had a shot from 60 metres out. Thanks, guys, for joining us for this Tuesday evening live watch-along. Make sure to hit the like button. If you haven't done so already, you can also consider sending through a super chat. We are covering all things A-League, Socceroos, Matildas here on the channel. And we'll be doing some content on the Australia Cup in a couple weeks' time as well. This is a great run by Charlie Grant, who's still going. Grant in the box. Just the final product. Not sure what she was thinking there. Just needed to lay it off for a teammate. Great run, though, from Grant. She's been good tonight as well. Throwing for Australia. My here asks, do you think the Wanderers can push for the title? I saw on the A-League app, Stajic is pushing for their first title. They're still missing a few more signings for me. They're building a decent team. The signings have been good. Who have they brought in? Ugarkovic, Kankar, Kuol. There's one more that's escaping me. I think they've brought someone else in. I can't recall. I think there's just maybe a couple more quality players. Oh, Barbarouses is the other one. Barbarouses, that's a good signing. So yeah, I don't know if they're title contenders for me, but they're definitely top 6 material, minimum. I don't know if potentially top 4 material. Nevin down the left. Oh, it's a good cross. Oh, Heyman, so close. So close. Not too dissimilar to the goal that Heyman scored. Unable to finish it off. Good chance. Jessica says, Haley, Rasso, Charlie, and Amy are doing so well tonight. We need Caitlin Ford, Mary Fowler, Kennedy, Cara, Katrina all back. Is Juan Mata still there? Asks Troy. I don't think he's contracted for next season. I don't think we've heard anything on that situation yet, hey? In regards to what's happening with Juan Mata as Heyman scores a second! Australia find number 2. And it's Michelle Heyman. That was a clinical header. What a finish. The flicked header. The A-League Women's greatest ever goal scorer. That's goal number 33 for Australia. Heyman again, says Blinkus. What a finish, dude. What a cross. But Michelle Heyman, in a short period of time, has turned his game around. Great play from Australia. Saya feeding it forward for Rasso. Again, it's that combination, man. The cross, dude, that's a great goal. That's a great goal to rise up. And the placement, though, like that is experience, that is class, that is quality. And Michelle Heyman, fantastic. A lot of competition for spaces, for spots in this Australia squad, and the experienced Michelle Heyman, well, 2 goals tonight. May well have secured a spot in the next camp if she wasn't already there already. Australia lead 2-1. We've deserved the goals. I think the attacking play has been getting better and better as the match has worn on. And here we go. Australia on the attack again. Saya crossing corner. It's going to be a corner. Dude, this is great. This is a great response. Again, we're trailing at halftime, down 1-0. Bouncing back 2-1 now. But dude, there's so much time to go. We're going to make sure we stay switched on defensively. But there's a sense here that Australia are really going for it. We're going for the goals. Hat-trick, asks my here. Could be on. Could be on the cards. Corner floated in as they're coming together at the back post. Blinker says, really good header, directed it nicely. Jessica says Hayley Rasso and Amy Sayer are a good combo. Yeah, again on that right-hand side, nice little combination there. Sayer with the through ball, perfectly weighted, and Rasso, great delivery once again. Rasso wins it half the park again here. Look at Australia streaming forward. Through ball just cut off, but like it's really starting to open up now for Australia. This is now, of course, game 2, just a few days after game 1, which was on Saturday. Perhaps some tiring legs out there. That's not a free kick. Courtney Nevin just standing your ground, really. So, with Australia with the lead now, that may encourage Montemurro to rotate things around a little bit. Make some subs. So, again, there's still a long time to go in this game. There's still a long time. Like, this is not done. Panama could easily hit back with an equaliser. So, it's important that Australia stay well-disciplined at the back. My here says Matildas are one of the favourites for the Asian Cup. Who is standing in their way? I mean, Japan's probably one of the most dangerous prospects. I think we're definitely looking at Japan as probably the main rival for the Asian Cup next year. Such a fantastic footballing nation. And we've had some great contests with them over the years. And who knows? Maybe the Asian Cup final next year will be Australia-Japan. Maybe. So, we are in the 70th minute and still no changes for the Matildas. Joe Montemurro just being a bit patient when it comes to players coming off the bench. But this second half performance has been a lot better, hasn't it? Like, there's been less mistakes. And the goals have finally come. So Heyman, Van Egmond's a little bit more confidence now. Panama dropping a little bit deeper as well. Hey. We're being allowed a little bit more time on the ball. Another offside call for Australia. This has happened quite a lot tonight. Just Australia's players are just straying offside. And that's a big question from my here as well. Where do you think the Socceroos will finish in the World Cup? It all depends on who we get in our group, doesn't it? It all depends on that. Having said that, like, I'm sure it's always going to be a tough battle, regardless of who's in the group in the World Cup. I'd like to think the Socceroos with a squad for next year, with how it's shaping up, some young players to really break through and maybe make that squad. I'd like to think that we can make the knockout stage. If we can do that, it's always a success. So yeah, if Socceroos can make it out of the group stage, that's yeah. Panama away. Tanner's shooting. Oh, that's a great save. Chloe Lincoln forced into a diving save to deny Tanner. Charlotte Grant just caught out of position. That's a top save. That's a great save. Replays show it perfectly. Diving across. That. I'll tell you what, dude, that was goal bound. That was going in the top corner. And Brisbane Royal goalkeeper Chloe Lincoln has come up with a phenomenal stop. That's great. Marcus on the Socceroos says definitely we'll get to the round of 32, maybe round of 16. Corner for Panama. Tanner, another long-range effort. Headed over by Hunt. Jessica says, I love how Hayley Rasso is putting her body on the line tonight. She's been really involved. She's been a real focus for Australia moving forward. A real focal point, I should say. And probably Australia's best. 2 assists, hey, for Hayley Raso. It's Raso and Heyman, that combination, where the goals have come from for Australia. So Panama short corner. Well done, Hayley Raso, winning it back. Ooh! Hayley Raso pulled back and collided into it. Yellow card is out. And Holly McNamara is not happy here. There's a bit of tension growing in this game. And it's really come from some of the physical battles we've seen. Hayley Raso, as Jessica says, putting her body on the line. Oh! Heavy collision there. I mean, Panama have not held back at all in these 2 games. We can say that for sure. They have not held back. They have really thrown everything at Australia. They really have. So finally we've got some subs. Lana Murphy's coming on. She started the game on Saturday in midfield. And looks like it might be Hayley Raso who's departing the field. Galabata Rachichi is also coming on for Australia as well. Jacinta. Amy Sayer, looks like she's coming off as well. Good shift from Sayer tonight. She was good as well. The build up for some of those goals. So a couple of changes there for Australia. Alana Murphy on a midfield. Jacinta Galabata Rachichi also. All right. We are set to enter the final 15 minutes of regulation time. Australia with the lead. But it is not locked in just yet. Panama have come close to equalising. The response in the second half has been good from Australia. It took until the second half for it to finally click for the Matildas. He asks who you think the Wanderers should sign for next season. Well, in terms of, we can talk about positions, I think. Positionally for Wanderers, I think they might need another wide player. You can look at Nicholas Milanovic, that's a big departure. They haven't really replaced him yet, so I think you're looking at a wide position for Western Sydney Wanderers. They've got a few decent attackers there now, hey? Barbarousis, Borello and Kuol. All really strikers. So I wonder if maybe one of those guys would push out into a wide position, or yeah, we could maybe see Borello shift out wide for Wanderers because he can play that role. Panama having a lot more of the ball now. Enjoying some more possession. Possession's really evening out. They've just showed it. There you go. As soon as I say it, they've shown it on the broadcast. 52-48. 52 Australia. Just above on the possession stats. But that's as low as we've seen it from Australia across these 4 games so far. Here's a chance for Australia. McNamara crossing it in. Galabata Rachichi arriving at the far post. Also, excuse me if I'm getting that pronunciation wrong. Great to see Jacinta back for the Matildas, back for Australia, I should say. Looks like those wingers have swapped flanks as well. McNamara's over on the right wing for the time being. Joe Montemurro, head coach, learning so much from these 4 games. It's going to be interesting to see what's next for Australia for the Tillies. Who are we playing next, and who's going to be in that squad as well? Best name in football. One of the longest names in football too, I'm sure. Another foul here. A lot of fouls in this game, as there was on Saturday. Australia committing a fair number of fouls tonight as well. Attendance has just been shown on the screen inside the stadium. 10,657. Solid crowd for a weeknight over in Perth. The Tillies have played 3 games at the stadium now over the last couple of weeks. 2 against Slovenia and 1 here against Panama. The game on the weekend was played down at Bunbury. Oh, poor giveaway. Panama are in here. Great chance. Panama. Surely. Oh, what a chance. It goes wide. Jessica Nash has hurt herself in the process of seeing that ball go wide. But that was a great chance for Panama. How did they not score there? Jacinta caught on the ball, and all of a sudden it was 3-on-2. It was just onside. Oh, great chance. They should have gone for the strike earlier. Bit of a collision there. Jessica Nash colliding with the attacker. Hopefully she's okay, Nash. She's still down here, Jessica Nash, Matildas, so I should say Mariners defender. Starting tonight for the Matildas. She's on her feet, but looking a bit sore. That was great from Nash, though, says Blinkist. Yeah, it was important, wasn't it? True. That is true. I mean, had she not have been there to slide in, Panama would have tapped that home. So, yeah. I don't know too much about the AFF Championship in August, I hear. So we haven't heard anything from the Matildas online about that. So we'll see what happens with that tournament. But hey, any tournament that Australia's involved in, we want to win it. Another foul. There's a foul every couple of minutes in this game, really, it seems. Holly McNamara winning it. She's been pretty involved tonight, Holly McNamara, with the fouls. And Jessica Nash is down again here. She is sitting down. We've ticked past 80 minutes now. We are well and truly entering the final stages of this game. Only 2 changes have been made so far by head coach Joe Montemurro for Australia. Showing replays of, again, that incident with Jessica Nash. Yeah, dude, it was crucial, wasn't it? She had to be there to see that ball out. She actually cleared it out. She got a touch on it. But hopefully it's nothing too serious for Nash here. Just a bit of a collision. Jessica says, hopefully the next game we fix the back line and fix our mistakes early. I feel like Emily Van Egmond needs to back up. Yes, that's obviously one aspect that we need to sort out. Just the sloppiness at the back. And to be fair, we've seen less of that in this second half here. We have. It's been improved upon a little bit in the second half. First half was certainly a bit sloppy. in terms of playing out from the back. But the second half, it's been better. So, ball sent long here from Australia. In behind we go. Goalkeeper's there to clear. Here come Panama again, though. Down the right, so much space for them. Great chance. Great goal. That's a great goal. Panama have hit back. 2-2. The blistering counter-attack, dude, just bouncing back and scoring. That's a great goal. They've scored 2 fantastic goals tonight, Panama. Claire Hunt. It looked like she was going to win the aerial duel, but Courtney Nevin just caught out of position. Oh, maybe should have shifted across a bit more. Chloe Lincoln, that was going to be so difficult for her to save. That's a great finish. Panama 2-2 now. What a goal. We've seen some great goals tonight, to be fair. It's been an entertaining game. A lot more entertaining than game 1 against Panama, that's for sure. Lynette Sedeno, the goal scorer for Panama for number 2. And we said it earlier, dude. Like, we scored those 2 goals in quick succession. Heyman scoring in quick succession. And there was so much time left. We had to stay switched on at the back just to maintain that lead. And we haven't managed to do that. The backline just did not adjust. Panama proving dangerous on the counter-attack once again. 2-2. Dude, it feels like there's maybe at least one more goal in this game, though. Hey. So Australia with it at the back. Claire Hunt giving it away. And giving a foul away as well. Panama play on. They've pulled it back for the foul, really? Fair amount of time had transpired from the original foul occurring. Panama had the ball. Australia finally went it back, but they pulled it all the way back for that free kick. Wow. Blinkist mentions Nevin caught out, left too much space. Put Berryhill on, says my here. Yeah. Yeah, just Courtney Nevin just caught out there. I just saw that. Philip, thanks for mentioning that. You just got a shout out on Twitter from Craig Foster. I've just checked. There you go. Oh, that's fantastic. Craig Foster, who's watching from Paris, says, just landed in Paris. Can't get the Football Australia YouTube channel for some reason. Thanks to this dude for your live watch along. Shout out to, there you go, Craig Foster, who's watching the live watch along. There you go. Brilliant. That is brilliant. Thank you, Craig, for tuning in, and I'm glad we can keep you up to date to what's happening in this game. So, final stages of this match, 2-2. Is there a goal left? Panama, man, they're finishing this game strongly. We had a really good spell where we grabbed those 2 goals. Fantastic goals from Michelle Heyman. That header was fantastic. Brilliant finish. Panama strike back. A little bit stop and start in these final stages as well, hey. A lot of fouls. Here we go, down the right. Here come Australia. Nope, Grant's ball was cut off there. Now Panama on the counter-attack. Dude, there's a lot of space opening up. Tired legs across the pitch. We've got the back line set up. Okay. Dealing with it. Look at Panama, though, pressing us. Desperate to win the ball back up the park. There is a lot of space opening up. There is a lot. Still time for a winner, says Troy. Yep. Still time for a winner. Looks like Australia are preparing some more changes. Briley Henry looks set to come on. Adriana Taranto as well. Taranto was really good when she came on off the bench on Saturday. Provided some good energy in midfield. It's great to see that Briley Henry's going to get some minutes as well. Appreciate you guys joining us for tonight's live watch along. We're going to be doing plenty of content surrounding the Australia Cup in a few weeks' time. 2 changes. Ramsey Simpson's been busy tonight in that attacking midfield role. She's coming off. Taranto's on, and Briley Henry's on as well. How much injury time will we get as well? That's the question also. Looks like McNamara also departed. Briley Henry's on. Who will win the Australia Cup, asks Jacob. Thanks for jumping in the live chat, Jacob. It's always a tough one because it's in a knockout competition like that, it's really open for anyone. But hey, the Cup specialists in recent years at least has been Macarthur FC. So who knows? Maybe the Bulls can make another strong run. Adelaide United are generally pretty strong in the Cup as well. Tillies building here. We've got 7 minutes added on. 7 minutes added on still to play. Alana Murphy to the left to Nevin. Crossing is... Oh, it's a great cross. Oh, it's in! It's been bundled home and Australia do have a third. Own goal, maybe. Courtney Nevin's cross was dangerous. Charlie Grant arriving at the late post. At the far post. And it's 3-2 in injury time. Wow, forcing it in at the end there. Great play from Australia. We had the numbers up high on the park. Courtney Nevin on the left. That's a great delivery, man. It really is. I think it is Grant's goal. I don't think that's an own goal. Came off the knee, perhaps, of Grant. Forcing it home. Determined to get to that cross. And it's 3-2 for Australia. An absolute thriller at HBF Park in Perth tonight. Second ever goal for Australia. For Charlie Grant. Wow. Okay, can we hold on now? Can we hold on? Pretty entertaining game, says Blinkers. I mean, a lot more entertaining than Saturday. That's for sure. That is for sure. So Panama, they're pushing forward once again. They don't want to lose this game. Don't forget the halftime score was 1-0. Just 1-0 to Panama. Australia have scored 3 goals in the second half. Few minutes remaining. 7 minutes total have been added on. We've got just over 4 left. We just gotta stay chill, man. Stay composed. Nothing silly. Nothing silly. Giving the ball away a little bit cheaply in midfield. That's a silly foul by Henry. Long-range free kick here for Panama. It's nervy stuff, dude. I mean, credit to Panama, man. They've been so good over these couple of games. They've given us a great challenge. Joe Montemurro, I'm sure, has learnt a lot from these games. These 4 games now. Real roller coaster for Australia. A real mix of results. But if we can finish off with another win here, it would be great just for the fans. You know, just to end on a positive note here. A positive result. So this long-range free kick for Panama. In a central area. Lobbed into the box. Flicked on, but it's nowhere near goal. Australia survive. With just over 2 minutes remaining in injury time. Still plenty of football coming up for Aussie football fans. Wrexham are taking on A-League opposition Victory, Sydney FC and Wellington Phoenix over the next couple of weeks. And then, of course, the end of this month, the Australia Cup round of 32. That's right, Joshy. That's right, Joshy. As soon as I said nothing silly, as Joshy says here, proceeds to give fans a heart attack. Yeah. Troy says, hard to believe that Panama has given us a tough time, yet we destroyed Argentina. Yeah, it was pretty comfortable against Argentina, wasn't it? Hey, Panama, they've been such a tough opposition. So another late substitution here for Australia. Emily Van Egmond has worked tirelessly as that deep-lying midfield player tonight. And Berryhill has come on for the final moments. Lily Berryhill playing a club football with Western United. Okay. Foul given away on that halfway line by Murphy. Dude, I'd love to see the foul stats. It feels like there's been so many fouls in this game. It has been quite stop-start at times, hasn't it? 2 minutes left. Australia 3, Panama 2. Panama still pushing, chasing this equaliser, this late equaliser. Cross comes in for Panama. One same from the box, and that's commanding goalkeeping by Chloe Lincoln, who's been very, very good in goals tonight. Made a stunning save not too long ago, and that's strong goalkeeping. Chloe Lincoln, who's recently signed with Brisbane Roar for the upcoming campaign. My here says, if this is how we play against Panama, just imagine how we would play against Japan, US, or Spain. Yeah, look, we're in an interesting time right now. New head coach coming in. We're obviously going to have some mixed results and some shaky performances, and we just got to hope that gets, we get that shakiness out of the way. And hopefully moving forward under the leadership of Joe Montemurro, hopefully it's smooth sailing and we can continue to improve. All right, 30 seconds left. Australia in possession. Claire Hunt with the experience there, just taking her time on the ball, settling things down. Time is running out for Panama. They send the long ball forward, and the offside flag is up. That may see us through to full time. 7 minutes we're added on. Appreciate you guys joining us for the watch along tonight. And that's full time. The whistle has been blown, and Australia do win 3-2 in the end. An absolute thriller. Michelle Heyman with a couple goals. Charlotte Grant grabbing a goal of her own at the end as well. It was a tense match. We were trailing at half time, but the Matildas hold on. Fantastic performance from the likes of Hayley Rasso, Amy Sayer, Michelle Heyman with 2 goals. Great. Chloe Lincoln with some crucial saves. GG, says Brady in the chat. Good game indeed. Good game indeed. So it's been certainly a roller coaster these 4 games for Joe Montemurro in charge, but hey, we'll take the positives out of it because there were plenty of positives. Some things to work on, and Joe Montemurro, I think overall he'll be happy with how things have gone so far in these first 4 games, and we're excited to see how this team goes under his leadership in the coming months. Of course, we are all focusing on that Asian Cup next year. But guys, thanks very much for tuning in tonight. Really appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Here on Watch Football, we're all about creating a platform for Australian football fans. So we'll be doing plenty of content surrounding the A-Leagues, Socceroos, Matildas over the coming months. Plenty going on, even though it's A-Leagues off-season at the moment. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.